Hello, hello, hello. RuPaul's Drag Race UK is coming to a screen near you soon. But first, I give you your queens. Bag of chips.
Bag of chips is a bit of a gobshite. I'm the tart with a heart, like chips. I'll go with anything. Bag of chips is the kind of drag queen that gets the tits out for the lads, splashes her tuppence, gives someone a Jimmy Cranky on the bus for a pack of fags, you know what I mean? I'm not an Instagram makeup drag queen, but throw me on a stage and I entertain the absolute shite out of the room. I can put accents on, I can sing songs, I can play characters. I want to show Ru what a bag of chips does. When it comes to the performing element, I've got it in the bagger. Snatch game is so important on RuPaul's Drag Race. I'd probably do someone like Deirdre from Coronation Street. Oh, Tracy, love. I am absolutely shitting a brick when it comes to making dresses. I normally have people do that shit for me. You know what I mean? Like, you don't see Lady Gaga and Shirley Bassey sewing their own dresses and putting their own makeup on, do you? I perform 6 nights a week up and down the UK. I've got an amazing lifestyle and drag has brought that to my life. My career highlight is performing with my idol, the one and only Jane McDonald. Oh my God, I creamed my knickers when I met her. I hope this show brings out the real me because underneath this tough, northern, gobby exterior, there is someone quite sweet and shy who's got a kind side. I'll do anything for anyone. Hopefully that will come across and people won't be saying, that back's a white bugger.
Blue Hydrangea.
I am Blue Hydrangea, I'm 23 and I am from Belfast in Northern Ireland. My drag name comes from the blue hydrangea bush that is in my garden. My nanny told me that you have to plant it with a rusty nail so that it turns into a beautiful blue hydrangea. I love that story of like something coming from like a rusty, dirty nail into something beautiful, which is kind of like me. Blue Hydrangea is like a GCSE art project. She is the queen of the makeup brush and my strength lies in my mug. I love to be outside of the box and not just like one of those queens that says they're outside of the box. I like to actually be outside of the box. I know that Michelle and Ru are going to be looking for someone that is polished and put together and will wear that crown and look just gorgeous. And that's me. I'm just like a friendly, nice queen. Like, I don't like that bitchiness. I guess I am competitive. I mean, in Belfast, the only way that you can make yourself known on the scene is to do a few competitions. And I may have a crown or two. And hopefully, I will walk away with the biggest crown of them all. It's hard to be a gay person in Belfast. My partner and I have been together for like 4.5 years, and I would love to marry him, but it's just not even legal. The challenge in Drag Race that I would probably struggle with the most is bound to be a comedy challenge. I don't find myself overly funny. Hopefully the world does, but I don't think I am.
Davina DeCampo.
I don't know if you know, but I have been on television a few times. I've been on The Voice, and I'm on All Together now as one of the judges. I've worked with a lot of the US girls, almost all of them. When you come to a Davina show, you know, there'll be some comedy, a bit of opera, there'll be some pop tunes, there'll be some show tunes, there'll be some blue tunes in there. Drag to me is absolute freedom. You could do anything and everything that you want. If you want to do a lip sync number about 1940s Germany, go for it, do it. You want to do something about space and time travel? Perfect, let's put that in. You want to do something about politics? Even better. I decided to apply for Drag Race UK to make shit tons of money. No, that's not true. I wanted to see where on the racetrack I would finish. I hate competitions. There's a little secret for you. I find them really, really stressful. So I worry about whether I'm going to turn into some kind of neurotic, crazy person or whether I'm going to be okay.
Crystal.
I'm called Crystal because we're both glamorous and sparkly, but ultimately worthless. Crystal is a gender-bending, mess-with-your-brain kind of drag queen. She stands for tearing down gender constructs and using creativity and looks and fashion and crazy performances to create excitement. I'm not afraid to look a bit messy or ugly or scary. You know, it's not all about being pretty all the time. I do aerial circus. I do angle grinding. I can crack a whip. It's a freak show. It's unexpected. It's nothing you've ever seen before. I'm not a cookie cutter drag queen. I'm bringing much more of an East London fashion creative element to it. Some might call it pretentious. I call it interesting. Crystal is Colin without any of the baggage that comes from growing up queer in a straight world. She's totally liberated. She's very confident, and she doesn't have any of those hang-ups. The very first time I did drag was with my sister, and we dressed up as twins to do Two Ladies from Cabaret with my boyfriend at the time, which is actually a bit twisted when you think about it. I'm not competitive with other people, but I'm very competitive with myself. I can be very hard on myself when I don't do well. I'm great behind a sewing machine, and I think it will give me an edge when it comes to finishing looks and putting concepts together and creating costumes. RuPaul was the first drag queen I ever saw, probably. This is all because of RuPaul.
Something wrong.
I perform across the UK. Like, I do every city, like Manchester, Leeds, Cardiff, Birmingham, my hometown. I could be singing on Trafalgar Square Pride to like 20,000 people, or I could be doing a gig to like 4. I'm doing things now that I wanted to do as a kid. Drag helped that 12-year-old me finally live out his dream of like performing and singing. I get to do the most amazing job in the world. Things that I will excel in are, I think, the singing challenges. Dancing is not my forte. You gotta be able to act. You gotta be able to sew. You gotta be able to lip sync. And you gotta be able to do Snatch Game. I'm fucked. Trying to find my own drag name, I go on Facebook and I scroll up, and within 30 seconds, I see this little story of this joke flight that went missing that got sent to American TV. The pilot's name was Something Wrong, and I was like, you know what? That's mine now. You know what I call that? Reclamation. Why did I apply for Drag Race UK? Because it's fucking Drag Race UK. It's elevated drag from just people seeing it as entertaining in a pub, doing weddings and stuff like that, to like a viable art form.
Cheryl Hall.
My style of drag is that Essex glamour with a touch of showgirl. My drag name comes from a pun of the Geordie princess, Miss Cheryl Cole, because God love her, she's inspired everything throughout my life. My strengths come with my personality, my charisma, my likability, and my performance skills. I can hold a room, I can entertain a crowd, and I can make people's jaws drop with my dance performances. I have been described as a lip sync assassin, and I would like to see any of these girls try and out lip sync me, because this is what I do, girls. Drag is the expression and freedom through an art form that was all the thoughts that I had suppressed as a child that I never thought I could be. I always wanted to be that person on a world stage, being the superstar, dancing to pop music, and I never thought I could. But through drag, I have been given a platform to produce the work and be the star that I've always wanted to be. The first time you get into drag, you feel everything and you think you're the one. The very first time I got into drag, my best friend painted my face because I had no clue about makeup. We got to the shops and bought a nice little pretty girl dress from New Look, and we strutted up into the streets of London, and I thought I was the shit. In hindsight, I looked rough. There's some things I'm nervous about. I don't think sewing's going to be my strong suit, but I'm going to give it my best go. I can put the needle and the bobbin and put it all together. You wouldn't enter something if you didn't think you were going to win. So I'm going to put up a fight, and these girls better be ready to throw a punch. But not really, please. Don't punch me. I'm too pretty.
Gothy Kendall.
The things that make me stand out against the rest of the queens are the fact that I look a lot different compared to a lot of the queens who are more campy and more performance-based. I'm not really a performance queen. I like to DJ, I like to host, and I like to throw parties. When I first did drag, I was actually halfway through a project on drag. I was really interested in the art, the metamorphosis, all that kind of stuff. I actually wrote a dissertation on it. And that is what kind of influenced me to get into it myself and, you know, kind of play about with it. I first did drag on New Year's Eve of 2016 and it was a mess. You should have seen it. I was in a leotard, I had no wig on, but I was living my life. I had the best night ever. But I knew that I looked a bit of a busted mess. So for 6 months after that, I just practiced in my room until I was at a level where I was really happy with it and, you know, I was kind of polished. I was voted as one of the best drag acts in Leeds within 2 months. I think for a lot of queens my age, RuPaul's Drag Race kind of sets the standard for drag and what modern drag is. So I'm definitely inspired by the show. I guess the only thing I'm really nervous about or don't really have that much experience in is performing. When it comes to like lip syncing and things like that, I'm not the strongest dancer and it takes me ages to learn the song. I'm so thick. Coming from a fashion background, studying at uni, I can come up with really good concepts and I can sew really well. So I could do cat suits, I could do dresses, I could do whatever, headpieces, everything. Being in this competition means the world to me. The fact that I even got cast is like, it doesn't feel real.
Vinegar strokes.
I think viewers are going to describe me as maybe the heart of the competition. Yeah. My drag's influenced by family members and friends who are really strong, working class women who have kind of built their way up and, you know, climbed their way through the mud and the shit to get to where they are. And I find that characteristic in those types of women really strong. I've performed all over the UK. If you're having a really bad day, you just got to come to a Vinegar Stroke show and I promise you, you're going to have a good time. I am a straight up comedy queen. I tell jokes, I tell stories, I sing songs, kind of in my own style, like Lily Allen meets Cat Slater. I'm feeling quite confident about my lip syncing skills, but my sewing skills are shit. Drag is the new black. Drag Race is all about love and expression and freedom to be who you are and what you are. I'm from a generation where you kind of were knocked back if you had anything different to say or different that you wanted to do or be. So to be able to do this right now when all eyes are watching is incredible. I hope having someone like me on a show like this gives a kid out there who is like me, you know, black, possibly gay, possibly questioning themselves, questioning who they are, inspires that person. For me, drag queens stand for so much and they stand for being individual and that kind of freedom of expression. It opens up conversation. I do think it takes a certain type of person to do drag. You've got to have balls of steel and be able to tuck them really high as well.
Scaredy cat.
I'm 19 years old. I'm way too young to be here. I'm the youngest queen ever on Drag Race. I came up with my drag name because I'm just a bit of a pussy, really. My persona and style in drag is cute, pink, and scared, like a nervous flamingo. I'm from Wiltshire, which is literally in the middle of nowhere, and to ask if they have a drag scene is a joke in itself. I mean, there was one close nearby, and there was even a gay bar, but it got shut down, obviously. Drag is just fun, being myself, having a good time. When I'm not in drag, I'm actually a student, so this is where my student loan is going. I'm wearing it right now. At the moment, I do a lot of drag just in my house on my own, but I want to change that, and I need to be on the stage in front of millions of people because the attention just has to be on me now. I decided to apply for Drag Race UK because I thought I really liked the show and it might be fun to be on it. Me and my girlfriend just basically made a video. We did some characters like Marie Antoinette after she's woken up from a rather raunchy night with her bear lover. And I did this lip sync number in Trafalgar Square in front of everyone because I thought it would show how confident I am. And I guess it did. I'm nervous about sewing, massively. maybe acting as well. My one lip sync song ever would probably be Popular from Wicked. Bit weird for drag queen, but I'm not actually gay. I would call it bi, I guess, but I'll just go out with anyone that I really like and I really fancy. I think being the youngest queen is a blessing and a curse. I've got barely any experience, but the others will underestimate me, which will be interesting.
The Vivian.
Hi, my name is the Vivian. I'm 27 years old and I'm from the gorgeous town of Liverpool. My style of drag, I always say, is like a Scouse wife who's come into money. She moved to LA, she blew it all, and then she's had to move back to Bootle. I like to have a really fierce look, but then I like to be hilarious on stage. So I'm kind of that old school and new school put together, which I think works. My favourite little trick in drag is definitely my vocal impersonation. So I do everyone from like Donald Trump to Kim Woodburn. Don't you start with me, my dear, because I won't take it. You start with me, you get it with both barrels. My lip-syncing skills are really good, which not a lot of people know because I am a live singer in my shows. However, if the situation does arise, I will absolutely kill it, so watch out if you're in that lip sync against me. If I was to be nervous for any of the challenges, it would definitely be choreography. I mean, I can definitely move to music, but choreography is not my strong suit. Strictly Come Dancing, I am not. Am I a competitive queen? Yes. I can't wait to show the world all the skills that I've got, win every challenge, and just absolutely murder the competition. Only the best win, and all the losers can fuck off. I can sing, I look good, I'm funny as fuck, and I can drink a whole bottle of Jägermeister in about 20 seconds flat. Being in this competition and doing well in this competition, fingers crossed, means absolutely everything to me. I mean, I've got quite a big following outside of this, so if I come in and fuck it up, I'm gonna look so stupid, so I owe it to myself and I owe it to everyone that's rooting for me out there. Please, God, don't let me die.
So, now you've met my 10 sickening queens, but the question remains, how will they fare on RuPaul's Drag Race UK? All will be revealed soon, and I'll see you on iPlayer.